Alright, what's going on YouTube? So we're going to make this video. This is in response to Penguin's second response video. I'm in Miami right now, so I saw this go up yesterday. It's just funny how like we're both marketers, so he knows that we're both trying to get views. Like we're not stupid, right? Um, I just think it's massively unchanged. So we're going to watch this through, and then I'll give you my input as the video goes. So
Then I like to spend a lot of time and play around in the pig pen when it comes to internet beef. I usually like to put that beef on a taco and just eat it one time, and I don't think there's any reason to go back for seconds. Typically, the cycle of life works. I'll make a video on something or someone, make jokes about it, talk about it, and then that person will respond with their own jokes, saying their own piece, and that's that. That's proper internet drama etiquette. That's just a beautiful thing, the way the Lord intended. I don't usually like to go back and respond to their response. It just seems highly unnecessary. And
it's funny because if you look at his last videos for the last 7 days, I have more views than all of them. So he's using this as leverage right now, and so am I, obviously. Both marketers, we both understand this. I think it's good publicity. I just think it's funny because no matter what he agrees with or what I agree with, we're both different individuals, and at the end of the day, it's like people are going to believe what they want to believe. People are going to have opinions they want to have opinions on. That's completely your right. So
feels more like milking a situation than actually like making it entertaining or just generally talking about something. Of course, I have done it in the past a few times where it really feels like it's an important situation and one that I really do need to respond to again, or if it's just a highly wild one and I just have that little devil on my shoulder that I can't persuade otherwise and it forces me to make yet another video about something silly. But usually I steer clear of it, and today is one of those special cases where I am going to be responding to someone's response. 2 days ago now, I made a video on a self-proclaimed super wealthy guru who was talking about how he could take your girl because he has so much money, and if you make less than 10K a month, you shouldn't go to the gym. You're a fucking idiot if you go to the gym. It was just really embarrassing stuff, and I was just pointing out how silly and stupid all of it was, just making fun of him. And he didn't take too kindly to it, so he put on his.
So first of all, it's not that I didn't take kindly to it, it's that I'm a marketer. I know how this whole machine works. You post a video about me, I use your name in my SEO, I then get views, and then I then make more money. So it's not that I got triggered, it's that I know that what you're saying is obviously going to allow me to respond and get a bunch of views. So it's like, it's all good. So
Extra small big boy pants and said, "Alright, bub, so you want to tussle with the lack of muscle? I'll challenge you to a fight." So he made a fight declaration to me to, like, box me. And this is the main reason I'm talking about this goober again. When you challenge someone to a fight because they made jokes about you, I feel like you lose on the spot because all
you don't lose on the spot because if you understand marketing and building a real business, you would understand how much attention that would get me and my brand and how much that would explode my reach without having to spend more on ads, without having to do more in my business. Me using organic reach to make more is a very, very good way to build a business. Okay. Because either my education company would be scaled or my agency would be scaled. Regardless, it's a good play. Who in the hell would not want to get somebody to do some type of boxing match or outside charity event or whatever with 12 million subscribers? Like, it's funny because everybody uses their own angle and their own selfishness. But if it was you, you'd be like, oh, dude, I want that too. And you would love the attention that I'm getting right now. I love how people are like, oh, I'm hating on this guy. This guy's this guy's that. You would enjoy it too. So stop playing around. Okay. It's just funny to me how people really think that their opinion is the only one that matters. It's like, dude, everybody's a hypocrite. Whoever talks crap on my posts, whoever makes videos about me, you're making videos about me because other people who are bigger than you are talking about me because I'm the most trending person on the internet right now. Like, hands fucking down.
you're showing is that the jokes hurt your feelings. They got under your skin. So now you're coping with this defense mechanism of,
They weren't jokes, they were claims, and I proved that the claims are wrong. So, again, twisting words, it's all good. Just keep going.
I'll beat you in a fight because of what you said. And I feel like that's just the ultimate fucking L. Now, let's walk through this hypothetical. Let's say I took up the malnourished Martian on his fight offer and he beats my ass. He brutalizes me somehow. He takes his McLaren out and he's like, get a load of this, tough guy, and he starts wailing on me. What does that change about everything I've said about him? It's all still the truth. All the jokes are still applicable. It's just never fully computed with me because it always comes across as even whinier and more pathetic, at least in my eyes. And I'm sure the reason he's doing it is just for the sake of soaking up as much attention as possible. He makes it very clear in the beginning of the video that he's doing all of this for views, so I have no doubt that's the play.
Who
But
would?
what if I was to accept his offer? I feel like that would be his legitimate worst nightmare because I am 100% sure he's never thrown a punch in his life, not even in his dreams, because his bones would shatter. And let's not forget, I do keep that big iron on me. And these pythons, they don't play nice. But being in great shape doesn't.
You got to be kidding me right now. This guy makes fun of me for going like this in a video, and then he does it in a video himself because he wants us to clip this up and post it. Dude, it's so funny, bro. The internet is interesting. And I talk about this on a couple interviews I've already been on. I was on like 2 yachts yesterday doing interviews in Miami. I'm still here right now. I triggered people's fucking brain correctly. Everybody's getting so mad because I'm touching insecurities. It's just funny. It's like, also, he's recording this video again wearing the same shirt. Does this man change his clothes? I'm just kind of confused here. I don't know. I I have no idea what's going on, but dude, this is just hilarious to me how people actually think that I'm taking all of the judgment seriously. The amount of DMs that I get on a daily basis right now, people like, go to the gym, you're this, yo, I want to do that boxing match. Like, bro, you are getting so triggered. You are proving my point. You are helping me by commenting, sharing, and talking crap. You're just feeding the machine. And it's funny because my business has grown so much in the last week because of all this attention. When you get 250 million views and you throw it at a business, bro, it's going to make more money. Okay. And you're going to get more interviews. You're going to get more attention and clout. It's the way it works. So you're all just feeding into my machine. It's great. I appreciate you guys.
Correlate to being a great fighter. So who knows? Maybe this guy absolutely could slap me around in a physical fight. But we won't find out because I don't plan on accepting the offer regardless.
It was by this guy penguinz, whatever his name is.
Brother, you have the video up on the screen. What do you mean penguinz, whatever his name is? You could have just opened your eyes. Are you too wealthy?
See, this is the part where it's like, dude, penguinz or whatever his name is, you have a fucking number in your name. So that's why I'm like, I don't know if the 0 means anything. Also, if you get that triggered by the fact that I said that, that's a massive insecurity. You want people to pronounce your name correctly when it's just not even a fucking name. It's an animal that's in the Arctic with a 0 on the end, and you spelt it wrong. I mean, dude, this is insanity. Like, people sometimes call me Jason Wojo, Wojo. Like, I don't really care, right? At the end of the day, they're still saying my name or trying to. Like, we can go back and forth on these reaction videos, but at the same time, it's like, dude, I'm not going to sit here and talk a bunch of smack. All right, I'm making my money, I'm having fun, I'm enjoying my life, and dude, this is all just feeding my whole mission. Like, this is great. I love it.
To just read? Can you read? It's penguinz0.
He was talking a bunch of crap about my video. So we're going to respond. This is my reaction. Okay, we're not going to get heated in this. I'm not really massively triggered. I just want to take advantage of the views. So we're going to get right into this.
Immediately, this little weasel's already lying. I wasn't talking crap about his videos. I was talking shit about his videos.
That is the same thing. Like, when I heard this, I was like, bro, you can't be serious right now. And people are actually backing these guys, like this guy's claims, saying that he's smart. This man just said that he wasn't talking crap about my videos. He was talking shit. That's the same thing. And I thought it was a joke, but I had to watch it back a couple times. But you know what, man? 12 million subs must not be hard to get when you have 0, 0, 0 attention span or 0 intellect to know the difference.
Okay, I don't only own a McLaren. I used to have a 570S that was white. If you followed me for a while, you know this. It's a convertible drop top. Okay, I had that car, sold it, got a yellow Maserati, then got bored, and I was like, I got to get another McLaren. So I have a McLaren, a Maserati Ghibli. That's a 1 of 5, by the way, which costs way more than this entire fucking YouTube channel's ad revenue on a monthly basis. And then,
Man, he's really putting that egg on my face right now. I look real silly. This guy means business. He's got a lot of expensive cars. Holy shit. And he sets the record straight. The McLaren isn't rented. He showed the keys. And then even mentioned that he puts his Instagram sticker on the back. So I'd prefer if he just rented it. You put your fucking Instagram handle as a sticker on the back of your McLaren, it's already worthless now. You've ruined.
So here's the funny part, is that now that he knows the car is not rented, now he has to bring up something else to keep the train going. Now you have a sticker on the back. Dude, that's branding, okay? I don't know if you've ever went outside, but you see all the local businesses who have branding on their cars. It's not a bad thing to be self-confident, put a sticker on the back of your car. Also, it makes me money and helps me with my payments because people follow me through the sticker and then they buy coaching and they buy other stuff. It's called a machine, and you are feeding into it consistently and over again, and I love it. I appreciate it, man. It's also funny how that's the angle that you have to take about the sticker being on the back of the car. Like, dude, it doesn't get any worse than being this guy who has to find a new bait to attach to.
It.
I literally post this thing all around. I have my Instagram sticker on the back. People have seen the videos all over. You can't rent that every single day. Okay, so this part pisses me off because...
Also, if I was to rent the McLaren every single day, you're actually giving me a compliment, right? Because for me to rent a McLaren every single day would be about $2,000 a day. So that means that you're telling me that I can afford $60,000 a month to have a McLaren every single month. So honestly, you telling me that it's rented is actually a compliment. It means that I have the funds to pay for that, which I could, but I'm not going to because it's a dumb financial choice. But $60,000 a month instead of the $4,900 a month that I pay for the car, I mean, you're kind of giving me a compliment, man. So you should really think about the numbers first before you make a claim.
Because he says the name wrong like 8 times in a row. It's not McLaren, it's McLaren. Okay, so that's how we know this guy doesn't really have a lot of status. He doesn't understand these things.
Well, you can't argue with him there. That is a bulletproof case he's presented. I wasn't pronouncing it to his liking. I wasn't saying McLaren, though. I was just saying it fast. McLaren, 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 McLaren. Like, it's not...
Let's play it back, because everybody knows that he said it wrong. Also, it's not about to my liking. This is not an ego competition. What I'm saying is that that's just not how you say it. Okay? Also, if you're smart and you're a marketer, you would know that the SEO getting picked up on the subtitles, you would want to say it right, because using words like that will get you more views. So it's like, dude, keeps feeding into the machine, man. I love this stuff. It's hilarious.
Not a hard word to pronounce. I don't know why he's trying to nitpick that. But anyway, I don't need to go through this with a fine-tooth comb. I'll show you the creme de la creme here. I'll give you the climax where he mentions the boxing match with me.
The funny part is that I don't need to be in shape. And you know what? I'm going to make this statement in the video. We should do a boxing match with him because he does not. I'll box this guy. I'll do something with him because I guarantee you he can't outrun me in a mile. Okay? I can still, to this very day, with the amount of times that I don't work out, I can still run a 6-minute mile. Maybe 5.5-minute mile.
Whoa, stand back. We got ace athlete out here who could beat me in a race. Which you absolutely could. I have no doubt about that. I can count on 2 fingers the people I can beat in a foot race. I find that to just be completely worthless. Like, that has nothing to do with anything I was saying at all. If I was making the claim that I could beat his ass, then that boxing challenge holds a lot of water. Then that holds a lot of weight. I was just making fun of him. I've just always...
So, make fun of me or not, you're still opening a can of worms, right? So it's like, I'm not going to sit back here and just let this clown bash me. It's like, it's just funny. It's about the views, about the attention. You're feeding into my machine, like I keep saying. It's all about this machine that I'm building right now.
He said, like, if you challenge someone to a fight because they hurt your feelings, that's an embarrassing look for you. It'd be a very different story if I was the one instigating, like, oh man, this guy, I'd beat his ass all over the place, I'd beat him like a drum. Then him challenge me to a fight's like, okay, he's stepping up, now am I gonna follow through on what I was saying? And then it's on me, and then I look like a bitch if I don't. And I feel like that's not a super hot take, because usually it's a fight fire with fire, so if you're getting insulted or you feel insulted because of the jokes, you insult back or make jokes back. And that...
You opened the conversation first. You made the video about me. You woke up one day and I was already in your head. It's why you created the video. Dude, I am a very, very well-renowned marketer. I know exactly the psychological triggers that are going to make you do X, Y, and Z. And you, my sir, are not leveraged to make any claims about, oh, I made this video, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, you made the video. I was in your head. I am in your fucking head. Just accept the fact that this is a marketing stunt. It's all good. It's for me. It's for me too. More attention for me to educate the world. More attention for me to bring more value.
That's the accepted battle terms. For an example, Uwe Boll, terrible director, used to make a lot of awful films, but his big shtick that made him a legendary clown is he would challenge his harshest critics to boxing matches. Critics that insulted his movies, he would challenge to a boxing match, and he became an absolute laughingstock, even though somebody once accepted it and lost. Uwe Boll was still the bigger joke, and in fact was even a larger joke after winning against this critic. He didn't look tougher, he looked even stupider. It's just one of those things where when you get offended and your defense is, I'll fight you for it, I just feel like it's a bad look.
Hi, we're 8-Fig. We're here to help you grow your e-commerce brand to its fullest potential.
If I don't go to the gym, that doesn't mean I'm insecure. It means that I'm actually more confident in my body. I'm very talented in other areas. I don't need to have big muscles to be good or athletic at things, right? A lot of the things that we challenge ourselves with that we think that we can achieve are all up here. It really has not a lot to do with physical. I'm a marketer. I don't need to be massively fit, okay? I like to have all my stuff up here. Doesn't mean I have to go to the gym and be this muscle maniac. That this everybody has their own preference. I think that it's a waste of time. I think it's a mounds of insecurity.
This is the section where I was talking about his shaming of people that go to the gym and calling them fucking idiots for it. So he's immediately going off the rails into like lecture douchebag mode where he's like, well, actually, a lot of the obstacles that you encounter are mental, not physical. Like, that has nothing to do with anything right now.
The brain is the most powerful part of the body. What your brain is stimulated by and what it dictates is what your actions then inhibit. Okay, if you don't know that, that's fine, but I'm going to educate you on it. Okay, the brain is what makes all your emotions and physical attributes actually move, happen, emotion, whatever the case may be. So the reason why I'm saying that is because if you don't feel really strongly about yourself, you could do things that make you look insecure, and that's fine. You know, there was a time in my life where I wasn't making a lot of money and I wasn't being influential or impactful or helping people, right? And you feel like people will listen to you more when you have things. You feel like people will listen to you more when you have credibility and authority, and that credibility and authority is not always through things. It is through intellect. It's through, being in different circles. For me, it's speaking at events, being in certain masterminds, having a ton of clients, networking with their own customers and clients. It's this web effect, right? It's not like this guy has no idea what he's talking about. It's terrible.
Now you're fighting some fucking ghosts. That doesn't matter. The whole point was, I even mentioned, if you're confident in your body, that's great. Why are you shaming people that want to look different than you do? You shitting on people who go to the gym, insinuating that they're poor and have no right to be there unless they're making more than $10,000 a month.
That's not the complete claim that I make. Okay, it's because the short form content gets trimmed up and no one sees the context. Same thing that happened to Tate. What I'm saying is that men who complain about money, who complain about the things in their life that they can't achieve or do, they need to find self-confidence in themselves. Okay, once you're able to find that and get that foundation off the ground, then you can focus on your body, on your health, on other things. Okay, because in the beginning, when you're younger, you have more energy, you have more time, right? You have more time to fuck up and restart, or fuck up a couple times and still win. But when it gets later on in life and you have other goals that you have, like having a family or kids, or maybe you have to wind up getting a job because you need enough money to retire, there's all these things that come into play. And it's just things that we lose touch of because we're just looking at me and we're going to make a bunch of claims about me. And then this guy's making videos and other people are making videos. We lose touch of the reality that I'm trying to express here. And this is the truth. You can't argue with it.
Month comes across as bitter, delusional, and insecure. And for some reason he tries to flip that around by saying, well, no, actually going to the gym portrays insecurity. Like, the delusion is almost impressive. You're not even making any good points here. You're not even defending your stance very well. No one's forcing you to go to the gym. No one's twisting your arm like, hey, listen, Buster, get your ass in the gym. You don't have to. No one's making you. But why are you shitting on people that do? It's not a waste of time at all. It's not even a huge time commitment to get in good shape. An hour a day and then changing your diet around to make your health better? Like, it's not even this huge detriment that's going to lead to them being broke or anything. It's just absolute nonsense from a guy who I'm certain has never picked up anything heavy in his life.
Because if you look at a person who lifts and a person who doesn't lift but has a lot of skill sets and has high intellect, the guy with a lot of intellect, with a lot of path and purpose and skill sets, it's going to win. Just because you can lift things doesn't mean you're smart. It just means that you can just lift shit. I mean, it's like...
So much useless drivel and cope for why he doesn't lift. You can do both here, dummy. You can lift and still be highly intellectual. Even if being in great shape isn't necessary for the skill set for your career path, it's still probably worth doing because it's not a massive time investment for it. Lifting occasionally and eating better is not somehow going to ruin your chance of success and lead to you being broke and unable to find a career path that makes more than 10K a month or whatever the fuck you're talking about. This is just all mental gymnastics to justify you personally not wanting to go to the gym. Just don't. But I don't understand the point in shitting in people who do. It's just so weird.
There's no excuse to why you can't make 10K a month. And honestly, life doesn't really start until $30,000 a month. I make a bunch of videos about this.
I know a lot of people think this guy's rage baiting or playing a character, but I have good reason to believe that he is completely genuine. From everything I've seen from him, this really does seem to be the way he views the world. He proudly proclaims that life doesn't start till you're making 30K a month, and that there's absolutely no excuse for somehow making less than 10K a month. This is a guy who lost touch with reality long, long ago.
It's not what I'm talking about as far as protecting. It's not about the physicality.
When I talk about life doesn't start at 30K until you hit 30K a month, that is the truth. Look at every successful person who is well-rounded in all parts of their life, right? And I know a lot of people who only make 10K a month, they're not massively happy. They're just not. Like, they always complain. They either can't go out with us because we're doing things that are expensive and they can't afford it, or they feel like they're behind, or they feel jealous, or they get all these anxiety-based emotions and stressful emotions. I just don't think life starts until $30,000 a month, because the government comes in and takes half. So now you're at $15,000 a month. You're making $500 a day. Let's say you want to go out to eat, right? You got a nicer car. You got a nicer apartment. Now we're touching, maybe you got $7 grand left. 7 to 8 grand left is not a lot of money, because when you make more money, you start spending more and you start enjoying those spending habits. Something that people don't make 30 grand a month don't understand. It's like, it's interesting to me how they're trying to shame the fact that I'm saying that. I'm saying that to motivate people, to get them excited about getting more freedom, providing more for their family, their team members, their friends, their family. Like, that's really important. And if you're not a beacon for them, then who is looking up to you? Nobody. It stuns me how the world is shaming people who want to help others make more money. But if you look at the root cause of most stress in our world, it's money, because we're part of a capitalistic society, which he does not understand. He's trying to go against the fact that, and I looked up his stuff. He makes more than 30 grand a month. Okay. And so do I. I guarantee you that he would not be doing the things that he's doing right now, or have the things that he has right now, unless he was doing that. Bullshit.
It's about the fact of the matter that she needs to feel safe and protected in a nice home with a good financial situation, be able to raise kids and be able to go out with her friends and still be the woman that she wants to be and have her own path and purpose. It's not about the physicality, okay? And also, if you make enough money, you get a security team, okay? Now, I don't have one, but all I'm saying there is that you use money to give you extra freedoms.
So he made a point to say that if you're not making 6 figures a year, you need to break up with your girlfriend right now, because he'll probably fucking steal her from you because he has more money, which means he can protect her and provide for her better than you can.
What that whole idea was a marketing hook. If I make that claim, you're going to listen because it sounds so off the wall, but then I give you context afterwards. Okay? If you don't know marketing, you don't know hooks, you obviously should not be talking about the topic. I don't actually think that you should just break up with her right away. You should be motivated to provide more for her. Here's 2 scenarios. You could either have a girl, right? Provide for her, make sure that she's safe, protected, happy, is able to enjoy her own path and purpose along with you, and you two build together, right? Or you make less money and you have a girl who's can't really, you know, do the things she wants to do. You guys are stressed about money. You're stressed about life choices, life scenarios on when you can have kids or what kind of home you can buy. You're stressed about all the decisions in your life, where we can eat tonight. Well, we can't afford that. What car we decide to get. Well, we can't afford the leather seats or whatever the case may be. I want you to take all that stress on, and then we'll see who comes back to my point and says, okay, you know what, he's actually right, because if I had more financial freedom, I would have more headspace and I would be a lot happier, because having more headspace allows you to deal with other parts of your life that money can't solve. That is the point that I'm trying to make. And people don't understand that, because you not being able to provide for your girl also makes you feel like less of a man. Okay? Men are supposed to be the breadwinners. Not a lot of men can deal with women being the breadwinners in a relationship. And that's the fun part about all this, is that I know I'm right, but no one will agree with me, because all you look at is, I'm skinny. Who the fuck is this kid? And this McLaren, it's rented. Those are the only three claims that all of you all have. And you will never come up with anything else, because you will not talk about the topics that I'm talking about, because they're high level topics. And you can sit there and talk smack all day about the skinniness. Some person made fun of my legs. Like, dude, the internet's hilarious. The internet is proving my point, because as soon as I start talking about financial literacy, why making over 30K a month is important, most of you don't even make 5,000 a month, so you can't even relate or contribute to the actual conversation because it's too high level for you. It's just funny.
Explains that the protecting thing wasn't about physicality, like physically being able to defend her from harm. It was being able to give her like a big house and shelter and financial freedom to spend money to go out with her friends and raise a kid.
Did not say spending money and going out with her friends. Maybe she wants to fucking learn how to play the piano. Maybe she wants to start a cooking YouTube channel. I don't know what she wants to do, okay? Maybe she wants to, open a basketball training business. I have no idea what she wants to do. It's about the freedom of choice. That's what we live in America for, is the freedom of choice. Like, doesn't always have to be going out with your friends doing wine tasting. That's not what I'm saying. Also, that would be a piece of it, because that allows her to get headspace. There's things that women enjoy that are their passions and virtues. Same thing as you. Same thing as me. Like, dude, these claims are insane. And it's just funny. Like, there's not one point that he makes that is correct, except the hooks that I use are very bold. And that's something that I will agree with.
Now, I live in the real world where you don't need six figures to be able to provide a safe household like that to afford those kind of good things. But he's out there in fucking Narnia, Fantasyland, where apparently you need six figures for that. But regardless, what really stands out to me is his last claim, where when you're making a lot of money, you get a security team. That was a huge red flag. That sounded the alarms. The sirens blared that this guy is most likely a fraud and pretending he is fake. We, at our warehouse, actually did look into hiring a full-time security team for the property. It is an outrageous expense. From all of the research I've done on his media company, I can neither confirm nor deny if his claims are accurate about it generating 9 figures for his clients. The only place that's spouting those numbers are his websites, and he has fucking 3 of them. One of them hasn't been maintained in the last 3 years. All it does is drip feed fanfic about his upbringing.
So this is like my old personal site. We just run like the 2 sites right now, the wojomedia.com, which he won't show because it's really professional. We spent over 10 grand on it. It's a new, completely rebranded website that we did in the end of last year. It's funny how he's only showing the worst parts. Won't show the fact that our website, the wojomedia.com, is actually really dope now. We did a complete rebrand because we got a lot of revenue coming in, and I was like, you know what, we got to rebrand this, make this something where the clients can come and really just get some value. Second one is jasonrunsads.com/scale. Doesn't show that either because that's my ads based landing page. So it's like, it's just funny to me. It's like, only show the bad parts, not the actual good parts, or give any credit where credit's due.
As well as 404 when you try and look up anything else about it. And then
There's no 404 error when you go look up my podcast. This is obviously, you know how he like cropped out the top where the URL is? That's the funny part, because you can just go find this link. If you just go to Jason Wojo, Anchor, my podcast is live right now. But okay.
And underneath a documentary he made where he sucks his own dick, it's just this giant white page, just this void of emptiness. So there's no good information there. But on his other two websites, he...
I don't understand where you're finding that video, but there's no documentary of me. You cropped the whole top of the video off because you don't want to show it because it's not even my fucking video. Dude, the stuff is so funny to me how he just literally put up a video, a screenshot of a video being shown that the whole top of the video is cut off and just the play bar shows with the time slot. Like, I have a documentary, it's on YouTube, you can find it on my channel. Dude, this guy's hilarious. There's not one claim that's actually correct.
He does have claims that it's 9-figure generating, but
9 figures for myself and our clients. Okay? Probably over 85% of that revenue. Well, actually, yes, about 85 to 90% of that revenue is for our clients. Okay, we have over 200 plus clients. I'm just one person. It is in total for all. And I say that on my website, but God forbid people read and actually regurgitate information correctly. It's crazy how the world works now.
as he mentions in his response, that doesn't mean he's worth 9 figures. From all of the numbers I can find online, and I always take these with a grain of salt, his net worth is between $3 to $6 million. If those numbers are even close to accurate, he himself couldn't afford a full-time security team. He lives where I do, in Florida. If you wanted to hire just one full-time bodyguard for a property or whatever, you are looking at an expense of roughly $150K for one person. That's not even a full team. He would run out of money in like 2 years, perhaps.
The funny part is that what he doesn't understand is that we have consistent cash flow. I'm always making money monthly, so I would only run out of money if I just never made money again for the next 2 to 3 years. Dude, the lack of intellect by this guy is just so funny to me. Also, $150K a year for a bodyguard is actually not bad at all. I mean, I know people who will do it for 60 to 75K, but I mean, 150K, whatever, it's whatever. Also, I would want a hybrid. I would want a driver, and I would want someone who's a bodyguard to do both, but okay.
So it, to me, seems like he has no fucking clue what he's talking about. He's making it sound like this is a common purchase people start making when they start getting a lot of money, when it is not. This is something that's reserved only for, like, the highest income individuals or actual large businesses. To me, this really just feels like he's pretending. And making more than 10K a month doesn't enable you to magically protect her better.
If you see how he edits the video right there, he trimmed it because he knew what he was about to say was stupid. That's the only time where he trimmed it.
I'll fumble words, and that's when it gets cut, and I'll go back and explain things differently, say something else entirely. It's all very normal. I actually just did it. I'm not sure if you noticed. It's not...
Dude, I've been running through these videos straight. Like, I don't need to edit. Because what I'm saying, I'm very confident in. You got to edit it because you got to be careful. It's just funny. Like, you're that unconfident that your words stumble across each other. Like, you have no tonality, no authority. It's just funny to me. Like, this is what men struggle with, and no one wants to talk about it. And people in general struggle with. Your tonality, your authority, the way that you represent yourself, the way that you show your ambiance is massively important. If it's not consistent, and you need to trim, and you need to cut and edit, it means that you are not confident or you don't have the skill sets to keep a conversation flowing. Which means that you have communication barriers that you need to be able to breach. It's just funny.
Not uncommon. In a live stream, I can't do that, so yeah, all of that's one take. But, I mean, you're in the space, right? Like, you have to know how video editing works and video making. I don't know why he's trying to catch me on a cut and assuming that I was about to say that making 10K a month isn't important. And it's also not hypocritical either, if I was to make that point. You don't need to be making 10K a month to be happy. You just simply don't. Your whole personality is money. I lived the majority of my life without even imagining $10,000 a month, and I was happy then too. Just as happy then as I am now. It's not a necessary, absolute must-have thing, and you're not a failure if you don't get $10,000 a month. Contrary to the delusion that you're fucking encumbered by, you don't need 30K a month to start living. You don't. No, like, I can't believe anyone actually thinks that way. What an outrageous claim to make. So, I wasn't going to say that, but I'll say it now. You don't need 10K a month in order to go to the gym, to have a loving relationship, to provide for your girlfriend, protect her, have a happy life, have happy kids. You don't ever need to breach 10K a month to reach that level.
It's not a bad spot. I don't need a massive house with 18 fucking bedrooms with nobody to vacate them. That's a stupid financial investment. Okay? The car is not, because the car is for marketing. The car is something I enjoy. Houses are stationary. They don't move. Cars move, and I have fun with the wind in my face.
Finally, something reasonable here. I pointed out that his house tour is a very nice spot, but it's not a mega mansion, which confused me because he's all about flexing his cars, for example. And he defended it by saying that it's a nice spot, but he doesn't need a big house. He doesn't want a huge mansion. It'd be a bad investment for him financially. He doesn't want a lot of eyes on him. And all of that makes sense. Completely agree. You don't need a huge house or anything like that. But then why doesn't that same line of logic apply to your McLaren and your supercars, your extremely expensive cars? He tries to say that the cars are for marketing. Why? Because you slap your Instagram handle on the back of one of them? I'm just going to hit you with the cold water and give you the truth. There has never been a single living, breathing human being that has seen a car with an Instagram handle on it that thought to themselves, wow, that piqued my interest. I can't wait to check out that Instagram account of that cool guy driving that car. 100.
Okay, so in response to this, because this is an interesting question that he brings up, is why don't I value the same financial literacy with the cars that I do with the house? Okay, the point of the cars is that they're fun. There's things in life that we like to do that are fun. There's nothing wrong with buying a car and having fun with it. A house just is not fun. Okay, like I said, houses don't move, cars do, so it's more enjoyable for me. Second piece of this is that he would be stunned at the amount of people who will literally look at my, logo on the back. They DM me on Instagram and I sell them something, okay? Because they want to kind of be like me, which is cool. I get that. And then the other side of the coin is that it is good for marketing, because if you have any common sense, you would know that if I have nice cars, more people are going to develop authority and leverage within me to be able to sell, okay? Also helps out my ads. We run a lot of ads to get clients, and having a nice car in a video gets a better cost per click, gets a better CTR. I just don't understand how, this guy runs a YouTube channel. You know how important average, watch times are, and view percentages and clicks and all that are. So it's just very interesting to me how he's not being understanding about the marketing metrics behind why I have the cars instead of a house. Okay. Also, if I'm running ads, I would not want to have my house in the background because my address would probably pop up. So there's just no common sense in any of these responses, but we're going to keep going.
100% of the time, people write you off as driving a cringe mobile. That is the worst marketing. It's like anti-marketing. It makes people laugh at you. But regardless, with the house, you're right. You don't need a big house. Same way you didn't need those expensive cars. But you mentioned that you have fun with them. Well, I'd actually understand if you did have a mega mansion, because it'd fall in line with what you were just talking about, where guys who don't make 6 figures a month need to break up with their girlfriends because they can't protect and provide.
Said 6 figures a year. Okay, so we got to go back to the basics here. I know this guy has a hard time regurgitating data, but we're going to give him a shot. The other side of the coin of this is that the reason also that I don't want a big house is because there's a lot of liability involved in that. It's like a bunch of repairs, all this stuff, like new roof. Maybe I want to get solar panels. I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to be attached to that kind of, I think it's a liability, but I'm probably wrong, but whatever.
If you had a big house, you would be providing for your girlfriend, right? You mentioned that you have a girlfriend. I imagine she lives with you. You mentioned people live with you. Wouldn't getting a huge house pretty much be exactly what you preach? You're giving her a great place to be protected in, provided, afforded luxuries, raise a kid in. That falls more in line with what you're saying than owning these worthless supercars. That feels like it should be so much further down the list of priorities for your money. Now, I completely agree. You don't need a big house. But what you're not recognizing is that the way you're living your life in terms of your house is exactly what I and everyone else with a brain is saying. That you don't need $30K a month to live a happy life. You don't need $30K a month to start living, as you claim. You are in a house right now with your girlfriend and whoever else that people could afford without $30K a month, and you are happy. And I imagine they are happy as well. So
honestly, you probably couldn't afford where I'm living if you're making $30K a month, because like I was saying, you could, but you'd be really, really close with expenses. So like I said, if $30K a month, government takes half, you have 15 left, get a nice car, $1,000 a month, you buy food, you go out, you buy, personal things, a couple thousand a month. My rent's $5,200 a month. Would you really want to be down to $5,000 left? when you're making 30, that's not a smart financial choice. My biggest thing is that if you don't want to buy it 3 times, don't buy it at all. Okay, so if that's the case, then rent for me, when I look at it, is 15K. That's the way I look at it. Like, I might want to pay 15K to do this. So it's kind of just like, dude, people have their own hobbies. People have their own likes and interests that they want. If I want to buy a car, I have the right to use my money to buy what I want. Okay. But yeah, it's, would she feel more safe and protected if I was in a house? Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. But do I want to have a big house for just 2 people? I mean, that's just kind of absurd.
The life you are currently living contradicts the one that you are preaching about. You are living a lifestyle that is not 30K a month. You are living something that people can live right now without even coming close to that. And yet you're shitting on them if they don't reach it. And
so this guy's claiming that my lifestyle is easy for people who make 30K a month to actually spend. Bro, Josh, come here. You're going to be in this video with me. We're just going to go through this. We're in the middle of a reaction video. Okay. I'm going to ask you a question. Okay. You're making about 30K a month profit, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you want to take on $5,200 a month in rent, and then $4,800 a month for a car, and then $1,600 a month for another car, and then $1,000 a month for another car? Would you want to take on those expenses?
I mean, I could, but I wouldn't.
So why wouldn't you?
Because it's not reasonable right now.
It's not.
So once you get to 100K a month, then you take that shit on.
Okay, cool. That's all I wanted. All right, thanks.
shaming them for not making that kind of money. It's hypocritical, I would argue. I just wanted to mention that because I found it to be the most interesting component here. I ended up going through more of the video here than I planned on. I just found the whole thing to be just kind of fascinating in a way, so I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, and that's about it.
I know I'm fascinating. It's all good. The whole internet thinks so too, but like, comment, subscribe. You guys can chop up this bullshit too and go post it on your pages. Keep fueling the machine. Peace.